Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Midnight Makeup. It's kind of clearly not midnight while I'm filming this, but it is the evening, and here it just kind of becomes midnight in the evening. Today I wanted to kind of complete the palette collection video and show the small palettes I have, which is, I consider anything like a quint or under, so 5 pans or below. Actually, the first one I'm trying with is one I forgot to mention last time because I was keeping it with my small palettes because it's kind of like low profile. This is the Bobbi Brown Infrared eyeshadow palette. It has 8 pans, so I oopsied. But it is small in size for sure, and I really like this one for kind of subtle looks. I feel like Bobbi Brown eyeshadows get overlooked a lot, but they're actually pretty nice. They're a little bit thin, but easy to use. So, and this one has some of those pretty like crystal shades in it. It's so sparkly. Those are like my favorite sort of things, and the packaging is like my favorite. I'm going to start with luxury like I did last time and then move into ColourPop, Drugstore, and K-Beauty. I actually don't have any larger K-Beauty palettes, so we didn't see any of those last time, but I have a lot of quads because those are really popular, but so went to the luxury first. So in my amount of pans, I'm going through my Natasha Denona palettes. She has these 5 pans that I think she's discontinued. I have not been able to find them anywhere. A couple of them are still available on Beautylish, but all of the shades in her 5 pan palettes are shades from her 2 like $230 palettes. Like the 28 pan ones, they're like these large pans, but there's 28 of them. They're really big, and all of the 5 pans were like selections from those palettes. This one is the palette 03. It's like the smoky blue one. This was one of Natasha Denona's first mini 5 pans. You can see the size comparison. These pans are smaller than the pans in her midi sized palette. I just really like the format of these. I think they travel really nicely. I recently traveled with 2 of them, and I really like the size because you still get 5 shades, and it's still the Natasha Denona formula, which is my personal favorite. This one I really love. It's just kind of a neutral, it's kind of like a my neutral thing because it has this olive metallic in here, which is such a favorite of mine. This one I think is my favorite. This is the mini gold. I didn't say this was the mini star. I'm pretty sure all of these are still available. Sometimes they go on sale though, so I don't really know, but this one is the mini star. It contains 5 shades from the full size star palette. This one's the mini gold. It contains 5 new shades inspired by the gold palette. I prefer when she does that because while I don't own all of her palettes, I don't own them because I'm not necessarily attracted to all of them, and so I like when she does something new. And these are 5 new shades inspired by the mini gold palette. I love this one because it's green. The like one in here is like a duochrome gold and green, and then this one here also is like green shifting sparkles, so it's really pretty. And I love the olive matte. These are just, and then these are like staple neutral kind of shades, building a look. So that one's definitely my favorite. This one, she came out for Valentine's Day a couple years ago. She has another one of these out for Valentine's Day this year, but it contains shades from other palettes, whereas this one I'm pretty sure is all original to this. It's inspired by the full size Love palette. This is the mini Love palette, and I really like the mattes in here and like this like kind of inner cornery shade. But I like when she does the metallic packaging. Like all the ones I have are the metallic packaging. She's been doing new ones lately that are like just like colored plastic, but I'm like, that looks so pretty. It adds like an extra kind of luxe look to them that I like. I'm gonna have the same problem as before where I'm like constantly changing the position. But in a similar vein, these are Pat McGrath quads. These were from Holiday like 3 years ago. I think 3 years ago, Holiday. These are the, I don't even think these have the name on them. No, she doesn't put the name of the palettes on her palettes, which kind of bothers me because all the packaging is the same. And I think when you're spending that much money on a palette, like why doesn't it have the name of the palette on it? But these are all her like astral shades, so they're all the baked sparkly formula, and in like the large pan size. That's the same pan size as her full-size mothership palettes. She's recently been doing these quads in the same size packaging with smaller pans, which I think is so infuriating because like, just do the big pans. Because it fits in the packaging, it looks nice. But this one's kind of like a warm neutral one. It has this super sparkly shade that I love. It's very champagne-y. And then this one is the kind of pinky one. She came out with a third one when she came out with these that was like a blue and a purple and a green. At the time, I liked colorful eyeshadow, but not as much as I do now. And I kind of regret having gotten these two and not that colorful one. I think they're sometimes still available on her website, but her website notoriously has horrible shipping and customer service. So it worries me a bit. But this one is super gorgeous. I ended up shocking myself with how much I love these shades, the like rosy tones. Super pretty. This is my only Tom Ford quad, and probably will always be my only Tom Ford quad. I was really attracted to the shades in this one. It's the Soleil et Lune. This was like a holiday release one year. Tom Ford does these like white packaging ones for like winter holiday, and I just love the tones in here. And these are that kind of lightly sparkly, like sheen sort of colors, which I love when I do a more subtle eye look. And these are super pretty, and I love the beige shade and the like cool silvery taupe. They're just so cool. And I wanted a little Tom Ford one, but I don't really think that they're worth the price. Even though this one's gorgeous. Kind of in a similar vein, this is a Chantecaille quad. This is the Hummingbird Eye Quartet in Warm. They come out with these for like little animal collections all the time. They have a new one that's giraffes that looks super gorgeous. But these are also like crazy expensive, and they're hard to open. The pans are super small. They're just teeny tiny pans, and I don't really go through eyeshadow, so I don't really mind. But just in case you are the kind of person that's like, yeah, I'm gonna use the whole thing. They're really small. The formula in here is so good. I'd say these formulas are better than Tom Ford even. There's these like sparkle duochrome like sparkle shades, and then this like pearlescent one that gives like a wet sheeny look, and the matte is like one of the best mattes ever. It's like even better than Tosh Danona in terms of mattes, but they don't really do palettes, so it doesn't matter, I guess, that they have the best matte formula ever. Yeah, I got this one on sale actually, which is how I'd suggest getting these because they are really nice. Probably the like tiniest palette I own. It's like the size of a business card. I feel like, let's see Paul Allen's card, you know. This is the Victoria Beckham Beauty Signature Smoky Eye Brick. This one's one of the ones that's one pan but has 4 different pressings in it, and this is great for a natural look. I do this if I'm like going out the door, just kind of want to look a little nice. I don't really like the way my eyes look when I just wear mascara. I think it's just a little bit like pale and bulbous. And so I like to just kind of mix some of these all over the lid. It's really nice for mixing because they're all right next to each other. And there's the pink in there, so you can get a really pretty tone out of it too. I think that this foam is really nice, but she has some kind of weird color stories. Another quad. This is my only palette from Viseart. This is the Petit Four Lilas quad. It's just a really kind of light toned pinky taupe kind of a thing. I do really like these colors, and this is a pretty formula. Their shimmers are really dry and thin, but look really pretty on the eyes, so it's just kind of what kind of texture you like to put your finger into. And the mattes are really nice as well. I think it's made me want to try more from Viseart. This is from Rowan. This is the 1111 eyeshadow palette. These are like cream shadows, and they have this like sticky consistency. They do crease, which is not something I mind because my eyeshadow creases no matter what. But these are super gorgeous, just like one all over the lid. If you're going to do these, you have to do mattes first and you gotta put them on top because they're sticky in a way. It's kind of bad to say sticky because it's not like a face gloss sticky. I really like the effect of these on the eye. They're super pretty. I was interested in brown for a while. I have a couple things from them. When Nikki DeRoast, the makeup artist, was in charge of the brand, it was like her brand, but she stepped down or was forced out or something, I don't really know, and the brand's like never really been the same. So kind of a disappointment because these are gorgeous and the color stories are really pretty. This one is not really a palette, but it is 3 pans. This is from Kaja, and I don't really know what these are called. They're like bento something, but this one's an O2 orange blossom, and these are like 3 pans that are in a little stack, and they're all like this kind of sparkly sort of formula. This brown one is my favorite. I love a little boring brown moment, but these are really nice for taking with you somewhere or something. I do like the format for travel, and it's super satisfying to close. Now going into other K-beauty, this is from 3CE. It's kind of a similar price point to Kaja, so it's not necessarily drugstore pricing. It's a little bit higher. I'd say like Glossier kind of prices. And this is the Triple Shadow in Overstay. These are a little bit, it's kind of sparkly. It's the same like 1 pan with like 3 shades in it, which is super cool. And these are like sparkly metallic kind of shades. These are my Raymond quads. These are, I'd say, like some of the best eyeshadows in K-beauty, especially for mattes. It's kind of difficult to find good mattes in K-beauty. They're typically really thin and powdery, not really my taste, and even so, K-beauty caters to like a less pigmented taste, but sometimes it's just like less pigmented doesn't mean like chalky, you know? And so these are a nice kind of in between. They're not as pigmented as an American eyeshadow, but they're still really creamy and smooth, and I really like them. This one was from the Korean Heritage collection in number 2. They did like a warm tone and a cool tone, like 2 different sides, and this one was the cool tone one. This one was from the collaboration with Neon Moon. I got this because of the packaging, because they did this like purple clear plastic with glitter in it, which is super cute, but it's kind of a palette of toppers, which I really enjoy. They have really pretty sparkly shades as well. Both of their formulas are really good, and this is one that I think is part of the normal line. I'm not totally sure. This is MO2, but it has a little music note on it, and it's kind of this like almost slightly cool tone neutrals. They're like truly neutral neutrals. And the sparkly one here is so beautiful. I really like this one a lot. It's probably my favorite out of them. In American drugstore, this is from e.l.f. This is the bite-sized eyeshadow in Truffles. This is so good. People have kind of said, people are either like way too into these quads, or they're like, they're not that good. But I think this one is really good. The black in here is super pigmented, way more than like most blacks I have. It's really truly black. So if you want a black eyeshadow at the drugstore, this one is it. It looks like it has little sparkles in it, but I think it's just for blending. They don't show up at all. It's just such a pretty black, and I know I've been in my drawer when I have like black on my hands because it is really soft. That's just like on the packaging. It's a really soft eyeshadow, so you have to be careful there, but it is crazy pigmented and really, really dark. So if you want a black, this one's like $3. I think it's worth it just for that shade, but the other shades are nice too. And finally, this is from ColourPop. This is the Nook Ink like Animal Crossing collab quad. The Animal Crossing collection I think was like the biggest disappointment. I love Animal Crossing. It's such a hyped up game, so many people love it, and I think this collection was like such a miss. They didn't do one palette. They did like these quads that were all formatted with like one of the sequin mattes, which is a matte with glitter in it, and then an actual pressed glitter. The shades in here are super pretty though. I do like them. I love this teal matte in here, and the metallic mint is very shiny, very foiled. ColourPop's matte and shimmer formula tends to be just really workable and fine, and so I do enjoy that, but got it because it has a little Tom Nook on it. Next time I'm going to go through all my single shadows, including indie singles that I have in palettes and other singles. So thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you want to be notified when I make new videos, and see you next time.